has.
Absolutely.
I never heard the word anxiety until like the last 3 years of social media.
Absolutely. But
People's anxiety's
I
gone
can
through
tell,
the roof.
bro. I can tell. You can
That's true.
just maneuvering through life and looking at people. You can tell that this is something that this is their life because they created a new life on this device for themselves. They created this image for themselves, and they want to live up to this this person that they're creating online. So when people aren't able to do that, like when Instagram was down the other day, you could see the effects it was having on people.
Right.
Like people were really like, "Yo, what's wrong? Why this shit?"
I was really surprised by that.
I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Thrilled.
Like, who cares?" Like, but a lot of people, this is their lives. They're on this thing all day, and even if they're not doing something, they want to know what somebody else is doing.
Right.
They want to know what somebody else is saying and where somebody else is traveling to, and it's like, yo, what's wrong? Like I'm telling you, I can see the effects that social media has on people. Like you can see it.
It's an addiction.
The following program is intended for mature audiences. Welcome.
Fuck it, I'm just going. This might be nothing, it might be something, but man, for days, if you only knew the doom that lingers underneath the shadow of the axe that I'm currently holding right now, you'd be pooping in your pants, bro. I don't say bruh, ever.
Bruh.
I don't know why it came out like that. Listen, dude, I fucking hate YouTube. I said it, I feel better. What do I hate about it? I'm so glad that you asked me. I'm gonna tell you all about it, man.
I'm backing out.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, by the way, the views and opinions expressed on Laughing at Birds in no way directly represent those of Douglas B. or any future project therein.
Any person that, I don't know.
They are solely the views and opinions of Jack of One Trade.
Stated herein as that miserable prick.
Yes. Please mail all your inquiries to...
you better not. you better not fuck with an address right now.
Yeah, no. I was going to make one up, but I don't have anything good to say.
6969 Butthole Lane.
Yeah, really.
Fuck yourself, Missouri.
Yeah, really.
69666.
All right.
Alright.
So, in all seriousness, though, dude, I don't hate YouTube entirely. I hate parts of YouTube. And this is what I don't like. Let me start with the things that I do like, right? Because that's what you do with somebody that you're friends with. You're deciding whether or not you need to cut them out of your life entirely because they're starting to become a cancer that just eats away at everything that you know and love. Wow, that got dark.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is what it is. Not everything is bad. There's some really wonderful people that I've come in contact with through doing this, but I'm going to sound like an asshole when I say this. It's not enough. It's not enough for me to continue to want to do something that I wake up in the morning and I open this fucking door and I see a computer that is off in front of me and I know I have to turn that on and I have to hit the switch to be stupid and funny and pretend like I'm retaining anybody for any reason other than for me to be your personal fucking disc jockey, bro. And, you know, there's a lot of resentment up in that, too. I'm tired of you telling me, and by you know who you are because you'll probably never hear this because you'll be too busy in somebody else's comment section telling them how the fuck they should do it or how they should be, but you never take 2 seconds to look in the fucking mirror and wonder what you need to fix about yourself. So what you do is you just go around and trying to tear other people down when you see they're having a good fucking time because God forbid anybody has a fucking party around you, bro. Everything's gotta be negativity all the time, and now you got me in here breaking a goddamn sweat at 1:29 in the AM, dude. This is not... It's not healthy, but see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You like how I can just bring it up and then bring it right back down again real nice? Fucking Barry White your asses real quick. I don't know what that is. That's the outro music. This is gonna get bad real soon, but we're gonna let it ride anyway. Look, this is called a Manic episode. For those of you out there that don't have mental issues, I would like to formally introduce you to my friend, bipolar disorder.
Fuck yeah.
Because that's what this is, dude. That's what this is. And I fixate on it, and I focus on it, and everybody around me sees it.
As a fellow bipolar, I'm a little bit jealous you're having a manic episode and I'm not right now. I'm not gonna lie. They're wonderful and terrible at the same time.
They are, because what happens is you wind up being that guy in the party where you're arguing with somebody, but it starts out really low, and everything seems to be going okay. But as the argument gets more heated, they just happen to slip that last word in before the music cuts, and you start screaming, and everybody looks at you like you're some kind of a monster. That's what this is. Except the only difference is once I put this out in the world, I can't take it back. But I feel like it's important for you to know what is going on. You only see bits and pieces of what is happening. This could very well be the inner dialogue of every YouTuber on the internet. The only difference is that they like to pretend like that type of shit doesn't bother them when it really does. And if I had OBS running right now, this would be perfect.
We'd like to thank the Academy and especially our producers over at Miramax Studios. I'm sorry. I'm just treating it like you just got like fucking your own podcast Oscar you just now.
It did. It said, bro, shut this fucking guy up, will you? The Blue Yeti is like, yo, I don't know how many more beatings I can take, man.
Beatings.
I'm shaking in here. Coach, pull me out of the game, bro.
Yeah, man, it's real shit. Like, I've had a stupid 3 or 4 days now, and
that's the other thing, too.
I've already told... What's that?
That's the other thing, too. I want to bring this up. Doug is doing very well, but that's because he's a likable person.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing that.
And it's true. It's true because, look, I know the kind of person I am. I'm raw, I'm in your face, and I'm not for everybody.
Yeah, but you're one of the kindest people I've ever known, and that's why you've been in my life for 15 years.
Right, but they don't know that because they only get this snapshot of me going, wow, everything sucks. Life is horrible. I'm going to go kill myself or somebody else. I haven't decided yet. Goodbye.
That's how it works with depression, right? Like, you have the ones like me that go into a sadness loop that don't know how to exist after a fashion, and then you have the other side of bipolar, which is people that they go on an angry tear. And, like, that's what I was going to say to you before. You're talking about, like, if you are having a manic episode right now, you got to watch out for when you hit the boiling point.
Yep.
Because eventually it all dissolves into nonsense, and that's the thing that you have to avoid.
Yeah, dude, because, I mean, you get that, I don't know about you, but I get that bowling ball in the stomach kind of sadness, dude.
When I'm too fucked up, I can't even form coherent sentences. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I can come into something angry and be able to form a cohesive argument about what I'm angry about. After a while, why I'm angry stops even making sense to me, and so, like, it just becomes a failure loop. Like, I can't enunciate. I can't even fucking explain myself after a while.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the shit that fucks with me. And as far as the bowling ball comment is concerned, there are just days where I need to be locked up tight. Like, I mean, I put myself under my fucking comforter. I'm not even kidding. And I just stare at the darkness in my comforter for a while to try to, like, come out of it. And people don't understand, like, when people say, dude, like, when you get like that, you have to reach out and things like this. When I'm not suicidal, I don't reach out. When I am suicidal, I reach out. But when I'm not suicidal, I just want to be left the fuck alone. Like, that's what it is. And it's not because anybody did something wrong. It's not because it's not even because I don't think somebody could talk me out of it. It's because when you are this, you feel like you fucking deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's no amount of there's no part of me that says call your mom, call your brother, call somebody that gives a shit about you, because other side of Doug's brain is saying, don't you dare reach out. You brought this on yourself.
Yeah, they don't want to hear from
you. And
you.
Stop trying to destroy other people's day with your bullshit. That's one of the big fucking things for me.
Dude, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I haven't told anybody about this. I mean, it's not like I killed somebody and shoved her in my closet. I don't know why it's always in my closet and it's always a woman. I guess I'm sexist.
How big is this closet?
Right?
I happen to know it's taken up by most of Jen's shit. So
It is. It really is. But I mean, in all seriousness, dude, like, somebody made a comment last night that I unloaded on. Is on Blue October video talk about, you know, you don't get the ban, and the guy has mental illness and blah blah blah. And I was like, listen, dude, I'll give you the
I'll say in the timeless words of Immortal Technique, if you can take a dick, you can take a joke.
Exactly.
Give me a fucking break. It was a joke. Of course, I don't hate the man. How can I possibly hate somebody I don't fucking know?
You gotta get to know him a little bit first before you hate him, unless he cuts you off in traffic. Then fuck him.
Fuck being able to grow weed legally. Can we grow our senses of humor again, please? Can we fucking get back to the business of cultivating a fucking giggle?
Seriously, because why I bring this up is because the guy said, like, you don't understand, the dude had mental illness and he has helped.
Oh, because nobody else does.
Yeah.
Nobody else has that fucking problem.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, listen, man. We have it too. So what I'm getting at is
diplomatic immunity.
I went back.
I'm going to try to throw that into every podcast.
The guy apologized afterwards, probably because he felt like an asshole after he realized that, you know, we have problems too, and said, you know, sorry, but somebody close to me died or whatever. And I said, you know what, dude, here, take episode 7 of the podcast that is currently sitting exclusively on YouTube and go listen to it, because that was right after a month or two after my grandmother died.
I'm not that's a really shitty time to laugh, but I'm laughing because I saw you write back that comment.
Yeah.
I saw the comment that you wrote back, and it was actually very, very nice, and you were extremely understanding.
I know what you're laughing at. It looks like I'm promoting.
You cut a promo. I didn't know that's what that link was. I didn't click on it. You cut a fucking promo after shitting all over this man, making him apologize. You saying, "Hey man, it's okay. Here's a towel. You know what? Why don't you sit down for a second and listen to my shit?"
Yeah,
that is
fuck yeah.
Oh, you talk how to convert users. There you go,
bro, dude. If I'm not good at anything, bro, I saw an opportunity and I took it. Why not?
Shit, that's amazing. This ass whooping brought to you by Bayer. Are you fucking kidding me? That's amazing. You literally did. You fought somebody, you knocked them into a bloody pulp, and you said, "Here's the aspirin I make." That's fucking perfect. Holy shit.
So, you know, all right. I say all that to say this. The reason why I gave the guy the episode, it wasn't a normal episode.
Oh, you gave him an episode, all right.
It was what?
Fucking Manic episode.
I gave him a depression episode.
Yeah. You want to know what depression feels like? You want to be like more like your lead singer you love so much?
Yeah, really. Why don't you paint some mascara onto this, you fucking I'll cut that part out.
I'll cut that part out.
And it's seeing you colorful words, man. Yeah. That word is the only word I can use to describe the way that I feel in that moment. For those of you keeping score at home, I did not say I will cut that out as well. Wouldn't it be great?
That is going to be the best edit. You can't. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't. That's not a cutout. Now you have to learn to edit in a beep because it has to be there. It has to fucking be there, dude. It has to be.
Okay, so I'm sad, right? In this moment, I'm sad. Not right now. Before.
Picture me, Paris, 1912. I'm sad.
Picture me, February. In my grandmother's house, I don't know where she went. Nobody told me she died. I find out when they're trying to give all the shit away. I say, hey, what's with the finger sandwiches?
Don't tell Kevin the grandmother's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Jesus. But what I'm getting at is, my grandmother dies. Shit happens. She's old. Couple months later, my grandfather dies. Shit happens. He's old.
Please do me a favor. Yeah. I'm gonna let you tell your story. Mm-hmm. You need to do my eulogy. Like 4 words. Shit happens. He's old.
Yeah. It was, and look, for anybody that's family that's listening to this, bro, do me a favor and pull the panties out of your ass crack for a second and understand that I'm making light of the fucking situation. If you were close I'm not saying this because I didn't like these people. I'm saying it because that's the facts of fucking life. And if I knew the words to that show, I would sing it right now, but I don't. So these two people died back to back. It's like they were competing with one another. It's like, somebody up north died, or somebody down south died, so now I'm up north and I gotta die too, because...
Two can play at that game. But see, Kevin can have a laugh too. So, he takes the good, he takes the bad, he takes it all, and then you have...
What? I don't know.
You really don't?
No.
The facts of life.
Oh, shit!
There you go, dude.
Perfect.
There's your lyrics.
Yeah. So, I came back here and I recorded episode 7 of the podcast, and dude, when I gave that guy the link, I said to myself, you know what, let me make sure I'm not being a complete asshole, and let me go back and listen to it. Yeah. And, boy, that was rough. I was in a state when I recorded that. Like, I can hear it. I'm almost crying the entire time that I'm talking about it while I'm talking about posturing up like a man. And don't get me wrong, there's some really funny shit in there if I do say so myself. Not because I think I'm funny, but the absurd nature of some of the things that have occurred in my life are just funny. I gave the guy the link, so maybe he'll go and listen to that, and hopefully that'll make him feel better. Or at the least, next time he feels bad for himself,
buy our fucking t-shirts when we start printing them.
Because if he doesn't, I'm going to find out where he lives.
I'm going to make him real sad. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
God damn.
boy.
I don't even remember where I was going with this. It wasn't just a regular plug. I was trying to
this
help.
was a special plug.
Yeah. I was trying to help the kid out.
Yeah.
So
don't give him the suicide hotline number or anything. Just make sure he gets episodes of our podcast. You'll be all better. Listen to me talk about how my dick feels when I go inside my girlfriend.
Well, hey, dude, I don't know. Look, the point is that YouTube sucks, and I feel some kind of a way about it. Right? And
I don't blame you, man. Yeah.
There are good
It's
people.
not YouTube, though, dude.
No.
It's anywhere.
It's my experience.
No. It's anywhere anybody decides to share their original fucking thought or content, whatever it might be. People come out of the fucking woodworks. Look, I'll talk about it. I don't give a shit. I don't get. And as good as the videos are doing, like I have never been able to sympathize with other content creators that I've heard say this sort of stuff before. But like when you're looking at a video, I have a video that's blowing up right now. Legitimately, it's 12,000 views in one fucking day.
It's crazy.
And the comments I'm getting, I am telling you right now, we're hundreds of comments that are just like, you seem like such a nice guy. Your reaction was so great. It's my favorite reaction so far. I subscribed to your channel the second I watched this, all the way down the line. And don't get me wrong, that shit fills my heart to the fucking tippy top. It absolutely does. But if you want to know the comments that stick to my brain like fucking dried shit, it's the ones that are saying, oh my God, you skipped parts of the song. You don't know anything about Nightwish. You said you did, but you don't. You watched a reaction to this song already. I saw the fucking thing on your recommended bar a minute or so in. Those ones, I swear to God, I carried them to bed with me the other night, and I woke up the next fucking day feeling so deflated and not knowing what to do with myself. And I've heard every bit of the advice that other YouTubers have put out.
Doesn't prep you.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. Danny and Aaron from Game Grumps, they have it fucking right. They have it right. And that is never, ever read the comments.
Yeah,
Don't read them.
But the flip side to that, dude, if you never read the comments, then you never see Demo suggesting a song and the video never blows up.
I think... Okay, so when they say it, it's a little bit different, right? Because they've been at the game for a little while. Yeah. They don't need to get a gauge on their audience anymore. They know exactly who their audience is. Yeah. So I'm at a point where I can't do that. I legitimately, not only do I have to listen to people to make sure I'm delivering quality content for them, and I'm not even fucking there yet, by the way. I know my shit's amateur hour. I look at my edits all the time. Not only do I have to make sure
I go to Atlanta all the time.
I go to Atlanta all the time. Oh, that sounded fucking really on point.
Yeah, it did.
That was weird. Not only do I have to make sure that I'm delivering... God, one day I'll get the sentence out. Not only do I have to make sure I'm delivering good content, I also have to make sure that I'm delivering the kind of content that people actually want. So, like, it's not enough that it's quality. It has to be stuff that the audience that has shown up to my channel is going to enjoy. Now, I happen to know that these are people that are fans of symphonic metal. I happen to know that these are people that have a little bit of a darker side to themselves, that also cope with life through music and things like this. These are insights I've gotten over the scant amount of days that I've been doing this so far. And I'm happy to service that because I'm that person too. But then when you fucking look at stuff and you have these people coming in that are just really what they're trying to do for no good reason, is they're trying to tear somebody down when they don't fucking know what they're talking about. That's the shit that bothers me the most. And by the way, it doesn't bother me in the sense that it just makes me feel bad. It's also, there's gonna be somebody out there that creates something, and I'm sure shit there already has been, that somebody's gonna read something like that. They've created content. They're gonna read that, and it's gonna cause them to quit making original shit that feeds their soul.
I've thought about it already, dude.
That's what fucking kills me. Mm-hmm. It fucking like people. You don't understand what you do with that negativity. Now, I'm not talking about you. If you get on a comment section, you call me a fat dick, I'm probably laughing. That's fine. You're attack my character all you fucking want. Or actually, no, attack me personally, whatever. Don't sit there and say that the content I'm creating is disingenuous. Don't sit there and say that the content, especially don't say this, and this is going to sound like obvious, and also fuck you for asking me not to say it, but don't come on and tell me that my content is bad. You're literally encouraging somebody to stop being creative when you say shit like that. If you don't fucking like it, go somewhere else. And I'm not saying that like some fucking prick that just says that shit.
I will. If you don't like the fucking content, go somewhere else, you fucking cunt.
But what I really mean is, legitimately, for yourself, go somewhere else. If I've done something that has caused you to feel badly, go to a different channel. And I'm not shooing you away. I'm saying find something that'll feed you.
Right, but if you can't shoo somebody away that doesn't want to be there in the first place. But the counter argument to that is this an attention game?
Yes, it's like a fucking. I know what I'm saying when I'm saying it. They're outrage junkies. They get their fucking dick hard by talking shit.
But I think they want, not only do they want to talk shit, but I think they want you to go, oh, whatever it is, I'll change it, or, don't feel like that. Like, they want to be justified in their opinion, no matter how wrong they are.
Well, now, this is going to take me back to where you were closer to the beginning of this, where you, not closer to the beginning, it was only like maybe 10 minutes ago, when you were talking about that dude that you replied to.
Yeah.
And you turned his opinion around. And I remember I came here before. Yeah. And I was like, there was a dude saying this shit to me, and I wrote a lengthy thing back to him, and he totally turned his opinion around. And he was like, dude, you know what? I'm subscribing. I'm going to go watch your other video. You know what that helped me figure out? All these fucking people that talk this shit, what they're really fucking doing is they are begging you. They are begging you to say something in response.
Please look at me.
That's really all the fuck it is. Because, dude, it happened to me several times yesterday. These people say some nasty ass shit, and when I reply, total fucking turnaround. It's like I can write a sentence of a reply, and they're just like, "You've changed my mind. I think you're great. I'm gonna fuck." That's because you got the goddamn. You're the motherfucker that stands at a movie premiere and throws an egg at Tom Cruise's fucking head.
Because.
Like, you just want Tom Cruise to look at you for 2 seconds of your life.
Which, this is what doesn't make sense to me, dude. Anybody that's been to my channel knows I take the fucking time. I read every goddamn comment, and it's not like my door's getting broken down, but it's still, I take time, I read every comment, I reply back to everybody, so you don't have to be a cunt to get my attention.
Do me a favor, too. My main point is, like, don't do the attention whore thing. It's unattractive no matter who the fuck is doing it. And that's what this is. When you throw a bunch of negativity, okay, I'll say there's a diamond in the rough fucking commenter that literally is just giving you completely general, unhelpful, and brash feedback about something. Yes, it'll happen that way, but I'm guaranteeing more often than not, it's to get a rise out of the fucking content creator. Or they're trying to play the role of whistleblower, that's happening fucking all over the place now. Like, people are legitimately just going around trying to systematically take everybody down. That's the other big fucking piece.
It's ridiculous, man, because we're not that kind of people.
No,
all
man.
you gotta do is just, like, you write something. It doesn't have to be negative for you to get the recognition that you want. I don't know if this is based in social media culture, if it's that how many videos have they been on before that they've tried to leave comments on, and through process of elimination they realize that being an asshole is what really works. Like, dude, you telling me that I sound like I'm high, or the newest one I got today, my "What are you selling" drop. It'll be right here.
What are you selling?
A guy goes, "What are you selling?" "Bong rips." "Huh?" "Asshole, we don't sell it by the bong rip, you fucking sissy la. Have you ever seen a 20 bag in your fucking life?" And
Also, speaking of YouTube, go watch How to Construct a Joke.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
The worst part is, I couldn't even get mad at the guy because I don't know if he was legitimately trying to be funny or if he was just being a douchebag. Yeah. Like, I'm jaded now to the point that I had a guy hit me up last month because he watched my Alice in Chains Angry Chair video. Yeah. Word for word, he said, "Hey man, really enjoyed your Alice in Chains Angry Chair video." And sadly, my brain, I actually responded back to him like, "All right, that's cool, man, if you really mean it, but if you're trying to break my balls, dude, like, that's pretty douchey."
Oh, Jesus, Kevin.
Well, this is coming off of like 8 comments of people breaking my balls, so I'm in defense
for a moment. Like, if he didn't say anything that was there punctuation or something that made you, like, wonder if he was bullshitting or something?
There wasn't any, but just the way that it was, nobody usually puts it out there like that.
You know who you are. I think I've made this comparison one other time. I'm going to seal the deal and fucking cement this shit right now. You're Dan Soder. You are legitimately Dan Soder. By the way, I want you to know, you can't see us right now. I have a genuine slack-jaw look on my face. I can't believe people like you and him exist. Let me explain what I'm saying. Kevin and I, we've talked about this on other episodes before. We're massive fans of a show called The Bonfire.
Crackle.
On Sirius XM. It's
Channel 95.
Channel 95 Comedy Central Radio. It's Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder. They're the hosts of the show. Fucking hilarious. Perfect duo. They talk about themselves quite a bit, as you can imagine. Not only are they comedians, they host a radio show. And one of the things that you come to find out about Dan over time
is that he don't jerk off at his grandma's house.
He doesn't jerk off at his grandma's house, which makes him a good boy. He has absolutely zero ability to take a compliment. And you've heard everybody. Everybody's fucking heard somebody say, "I'm so bad at taking compliment." No.
Not like us.
You don't understand. Like, legitimately, you could walk to a Dan Soder or a Kevin and you could say, "Hey man, great show." And they will look at you and they will say, "What the fuck's your problem?"
Yeah.
Why would you say that to me?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Dude, bro.
Why are you listening to what I'm saying? Why don't you mind your own fucking business?
Bro, he literally commented back, shocked. He was like, "Dude, I don't understand how you got there." Yeah. Like, I really...
You are meant to be in radio. Don't ever do another reaction.
He's like, I enjoy it. Yeah. I really did. Like, "I'm sorry, man. It's just hate comments and shit. I kind of got all fucked up. I didn't mean it. Appreciate the support."
What did you expect him to do? Send an edible arrangement? Like,
no.
This is the best video I've ever watched.
No. Most people are like, enjoyed the video or whatever. They don't usually put the artist... Say I enjoyed it, put the artist, the song title, and then go, "Great show," basically. Because that just comes off like, "Hey man, really like what you did there."
Dude, you're Dan Soder. Do you know this?
No.
You don't understand what I'm referencing?
No.
So you haven't heard him say this. Kevin, I'm not even fucking kidding. word for word, he reacts exactly like you do.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
One of the things, I don't remember where I was. I don't remember. I want to say it was on Facebook.
My bonfire plug is not working at the moment. I don't know where the guy disappeared to, but he hasn't been around for a while.
Wait, listen. So,
yeah.
One of the things, I think it was on Facebook, somebody literally said to him, "Hey man, great show." Do you know how he described this? First, Jay called him fucking insane. That's the first thing that happened. And the reason why he said he was insane is because when Dan was talking about it, he didn't say, somebody wrote on the page, "Hey man, great show." He said, somebody wrote on the page, "Hey man, great show." Literally like you just did. You add inflection to it. Yeah. That's insane. Dude, that is insane.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounded like in my head. "Hey man, really like the video, dude. Keep up the good work. Wink, wink. God. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Dude, this is honestly, I need a break. This is shocking me. This is shocking.
Here, hold on.
Jay eloquently said why I shouldn't be on Twitter, because I read everything wrong, because I can't take a compliment. So I just take it as like criticism. You're like, "Hey, great show." I'm like, "Oh, great show. Hey, Dan, big fan." Yeah, that's how I take everything. So I fucking get it. Dude, I totally get it. Dude. "Oh, yeah, love your voices." What fucking voice? You want me to do a fucking voice for you? You're a really fantastic impressionist.
Alright, fuck it. Back in Doug Lab. It's probably like 3 in the fucking morning right now. So, doesn't matter. I want to start out by saying, I'm not bringing this up. I mean, Doug mentioned depression and suicide and shit like that. It ain't that deep, bro. It ain't that deep. I'm not thinking of doing anything stupid because I can't handle something a couple of fucking fairies said to me on YouTube. Trust me, I'm harder than that phrasing. What I'm saying is, it's not fun. And it sucks because there's a decent amount of cool people that support the channel. You guys are active in the comments and shit, but like, dude, I used to be a fucking DJ. Just so you know, I'm not making up shit, dude. Parties, birthdays, weddings, all kinds of shit. I did that for a long time. The last thing I'm trying to do with my life right now at this moment is be a 33-year-old glorified DJ on YouTube so that other people can click on a fucking video and watch me listen to some song that they love with all of their heart and then get mad at me when I don't feel the same exact way that you feel about that fucking song. It's not who the fuck I am. I'm not a follower, dude. I'm not doing, and I don't need your acceptance either. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. And that's the other thing. I'm going through this personal battle right now of the people that showed up on the channel in the beginning. A lot of them, I have it in my head that they're only sticking around for the music, and once I stop doing it, they're going to leave. Which I already know that's not true for anybody that's an actual supporter of content that I make. You're not in it for the fucking music. Music is a side effect to what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put that shit to the test, man. So I have 401 subscribers right now. If, I don't know, 391 of them leave, bye. Peace the fuck out. I'm not going to be unhappy for you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fucking do it. And chances are you're probably not even listening to this anyway, so what the fuck does it matter? You know what I mean? I don't know why I keep saying you know what I mean. You don't know what I mean because you don't do YouTube content. You don't make content. Your day is not made or broken depending on what somebody says to you. And that's really shitty. That I even allowed myself to be put in a position that something like that would matter. It was never really about that. But isn't that what it's really all about? Isn't that what the only reason to ever do anything is to get somebody to pat you on your fucking back and make you feel like you're worth something? Isn't that what we have friends for? Isn't that what we get into relationships for? Isn't that the bigger part of life, for you to be born alone and hopefully die before the person you care about? That's pretty dark, but it's true. It's true, at least in my experience. I think it to be true, because I mean, if you really look at it, if you really were to sit and break it down, your whole life you spend posturing for other people, be it your family. Maybe you're working at a job you fucking hate right now, or you're in medical school and you don't want to be a doctor. Maybe you want to go be a DJ, but you can't do that because your family will disown you. Shit like that is what I'm talking about, man. That's what this feels like. I mean, I'm early enough in the game to just cut out and probably not make a difference, but this is what it's about. What I'm doing right now. I can't bring this up on a fucking YouTube video. You know what would happen? Nothing, because barely nobody would watch it. So my message does not even get across to the people I needed to get across to. And that's fine. If nobody listens to this fucking podcast, doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. I might not. I mean, shit. If nobody listens to it, what would be the point of wasting the money I don't even have to pay for it when, you know, we're living day to day? But that's besides the fucking point. Shit. It just becomes a whole dark process, man. I'm just tired, dude. Tired. Always with, you know, you're wrong. I ripped this dude a new asshole the other day, and it wasn't even completely fair. I just took out all of my shittiness onto him because he was the first thing for me to fucking latch onto, dude. That's basically what it was. And I'm talking about all of this because, you know, Doug is like, bro, you haven't been yourself lately, man. Something has really been going on, and I wasn't really going to say anything. And I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain and figure out what the fuck has changed. Maybe it's the negativity, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, yeah, sure, we joke around and shit, but this is serious, dude. It does bring it back to YouTube culture. I'm gonna have to pick this up tomorrow. There's no way. I shouldn't even be sitting in here right now. But whether I want to put this out into the world or not, that's where it needs to go, and this needs to come out before what winds up happening is like what happened a couple of months ago when I went on a fucking live stream and had like a mini breakdown where I was talking about how I didn't want to do this shit no more. That wasn't put on for fucking effect, man. I meant what I said. And I was just like, fuck it, I'll eat it, I'll deal with it because it makes some people happy. But what is the purpose of making everybody else happy if I'm not happy with doing that action at the end of the day? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And no amount of positive feedback, no amount of likes or a subscriber number is ever going to change that. I got enough problems in my life. I don't need to be finding extra avenues to go down and get lost in to make myself feel even fucking worse. I don't need it. So you can take your criticism and you can shove it up your fucking ass. You like that song? Good for fucking you, bro. Why don't you go on Spotify or Pandora or wherever else you find fucking music and go listen to that shit, bro. I'm not judging you for what the fuck you listen to. I can't even say don't judge me for my opinion, because by putting the video out into internet land, it's exactly what I'm asking you to do. It just took this long for me to fucking realize it.
You in charge?
Yeah.
How many of them are out there?
I don't know.
Let's count. 7 on the left, 5 on the right. 4 on the right, 2 on the left. We need to find the leader. Mangalores won't fight without the leader.
One more shot. We start killing hostages.
That's the leader.
Send someone to negotiate.
I've never negotiated. You mind if I try? No, sure. We're sending somebody in to negotiate.
Anybody else want to negotiate?
Where did he learn to negotiate like that?
Probably wondering why the fuck did you take a clip from The Fifth Element and stick it in there? Well, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I kind of feel like I'm hostile. That's where I'm at. And for the record, Terminator Timeline, the last time we talked, it was 3 in the morning. It's now 6:18 p.m. the following day. I've been sitting and thinking about this shit all day, dude. What are the reasons, really? Is it really, if you sit and ask yourself, is it really the negative comments? We're gonna be honest with one another, I don't think so. Just because there's way more positive than negative. And story of my fucking life, bro. Alright, anyway, sitting here thinking, what is it really? It can't be the negativity. Although that is a big part to it. That shit just kind of makes me go, you know what, fuck this whole thing. And it's crazy. It's crazy how, despite all the positivity, dude, 1,000 people could be like, hey, you know, you're awesome. I really enjoy the ridiculous things that you say, and I think that you're funny, versus the big thing. All right, look, it's not even your video sucks or your opinion blows. It's because I have pretty thick skin when it comes to that kind of shit. The bong ripping, Down syndrome, you sound retarded nonsense, dude. My entire fucking life, I've dealt with people looking down on me because I'm different from everybody else, because I got a fucking disability. Like, I was in the store and said, well, you know, I'm about to start a new life, but I need some accessories before I do. So what do I want? Oh, there's a great idea. Let me pick the cerebral palsy and multiple sclerosis with a little bit of scoliosis in your back, a little bit of spina bifida occulta in your fucking shoulder. And while we're at it, why don't we throw in 4 or 5 herniated discs? You get what I'm saying. I mean, there's plenty of other problems, but I don't. It's so fucking lame that's the go-to. Now, normally I would be like, you know what, fuck that shit. That's even more of a reason why I should do it. But it makes me overthink. I already am self-conscious as it is. I don't want to do it. Now, besides that, back to the DJ point I made earlier. It's not original content. Sure, what my thoughts are on these particular things are original. Nobody's telling me what to say. I'm not reading it off of a script. This is all my thoughts, knee-jerk reaction, in the moment, passion, what I feel, what I think. But it's not original content. Because you have to piggyback your sentiments. Is that even the right word? I don't know. Let's look it up. Since we have the Googler at our disposal, let's look up sentiment definition. A view or attitude towards a situation or event and opinion. I agree with your sentiments regarding the road bridge. I think I used it correctly. How the fuck do you like that shit, man? I'm pretty sure I used it correctly. I'll have to go back and listen and make sure. Even if I didn't, I'm not cutting it out. I'll leave it in there. I gotta piggyback off of somebody else's shit. And then deal with the fucking nonsense. Some of you guys are cool. Like, E is cool, man. He is like, dude, I happen to like Jafro. I happen to like Jafro a lot. So maybe he's just not your thing. Whatever. I get it. You know, it's not gonna stop me from checking out the other shit that you do, which, I mean, dude, that's all. If only everybody thought like that. But no, you gotta feel a certain way. I mean, I remember I had a conversation with a bunch of you guys in a live stream not that long ago where the subject of Tupac was brought up. And we got into the conversation. I believe we were talking about Elvis, if I remember correctly, and how he kind of jacked. If memory serves, I think we were talking about how Elvis stole his style from Miles Davis. Now, you guys that were in the chat, if any of you are listening, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I mean, not that you would probably remember. It's probably kind of stupid that I remember, but shit like that sticks out to me. I enjoy having those types of conversations. Tupac got brought up. They were like, dude, I don't even think I have an opinion, but I really don't think I should voice my opinion because anybody that ever hears me say this, they get really upset with me about it. And I'm like, oh no, dude, you should definitely voice your opinions. Exactly what you should do in this moment now more than ever because everybody else feels that way. So what is it? And he basically said, all right, man, like, don't get mad at me, but I feel like Tupac is overrated. He's overrated, and, his music was not all that great. Don't get me wrong. He was very different for the time that he was in, but I don't think it holds up as well as it should, and he's not the god that everybody makes him out to be. There are plenty of other artists that are better than he was back then or even now. And you know what? I respect that. I respect that. I really do. Because you know what? Not everybody's going to like him. Just because Big and Pac are immortalized doesn't mean that every person has ever listened or is a fan of rap music, that means that they have to like them. That would be fucking ridiculous. So I appreciate the fact that people like E or Demos, Danielle and William and fucking a whole bunch of other people that I can't think of your names of right now. I think one of you went by the name of Taco or something. Frito, Taco, Fajita. I don't remember. Oh man, there's so many people I would love to shout out. I'm gonna have to make a list of everybody to shout out, dude. A lot of people don't like to be honest with what they think, and if they're going to be honest, I guess they feel like they need to be brutal. But you can easily turn those tables around and go, dude, you have spent majority of your time tearing apart artists and talking about how their music is complete trash. But I always preface what I say, even if I don't say it in that particular video, I always say, just because I don't like it, I can't stand Jafro. I can't stand Devlin. I don't like them. Something about Devlin rubs me the wrong way. And the thing with Jafro is I kind of feel like he's boring. His lyrical content is boring. His schemes are boring. He doesn't do it for me. Having said that, that doesn't mean I want the man to flop. I don't want either of them to do bad. I want them to do good. Whoever's buying their albums, I hope that when they get the next one that they put out, holy shit. I was about to say when they're unwrapping the CD that they get in the mail or whatever, or the equivalent to that would be when they go over to their premium streaming music account and they press that play button. I hope that they are 100% satisfied in what they are getting and they continue to support that artist. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean I want to see it fail. Too much of that shit is going on nowadays, dude, where if I don't like it, it needs to be gone. It needs to be gone 100%. It shouldn't be allowed to exist in the world because I don't like it. I'm offended by that joke. You shouldn't joke about things like handicaps or rapes or shootings or 9/11 or fucking Brexit, whatever thing. The kids that were stuck in the tunnel with the old man over in I think it was Asia somewhere. I don't know, I'll double check and look that up. Don't joke about the plane that disappeared going someplace that I can't remember. I'm gonna write this down. Hold on. Kids in cave, missing plane. That I'm pretty sure they never found. Alright, so I told you I was writing it down. And I looked it up real fast before I ran down to grab a cigarette. The kids in the cave were in northern Thailand. And then apparently the missing plane was Malaysia Airline Flight 370, disappeared on March 8th, 2014. I don't know if Thailand... there's another Google search. Apparently I'm not the only one that looked this up. Oh, look at that, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I love you. I fucking love you. Who, what am I so afraid of? That's not how the song goes. That's the remix. That's the way I sing it. So, if you could believe this, the air travel bird fly. Are there pigeons that are being rented out? Nobody told me. Why is it a pigeon? I don't know. It's where my brain automatically went. That's why. Between Malaysia and Thailand is 1,294 kilometers. For everybody on the metric system, and for the rest of you assholes like me in America, that's 804 miles. If you travel with an airplane, not on an airplane or in an airplane, but if you travel with one.
About this time, someone is telling you to get on the plane. Get on the plane, get on the plane. I say, fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. In the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane. I'll be in here with you folks in uniform. There seems to be less wind in here.
Which has an average speed of 560 miles. From Malaysia to Thailand, it takes 1.44 hours to arrive. So, you know what we're going to do? Let's look up New Jersey. There is no legalization status, buddy. I'm sorry to break your heart. Along with mine. New Jersey, Florida, distance. Now, I know it's like 1,400 miles. Oh, wow. Really? That's it? I thought it was more than that. Maybe that's directly to Florida all by itself, not a specific distance in Florida. Air travel, bird fly, shortest distance between Florida and New Jersey is 1,523 kilometers, or 946 miles, for you American dum-dums. If you travel with an airplane, which has an average of 560 miles from Florida to New Jersey, it'll take you 1.69 hours to arrive. I don't know where that voice started coming from. It's like all of a sudden I'm in the cockpit and I'm talking to y'all over in first class. Fuck them people and coach, them dirty savages. So that's great, because the point that I'm making is something clearly is going on in Asia, bro. Kids get trapped in a cave on a soccer team. You see what happens when you play sports and you're active, bro? If you're on a my 600-pound life and all you do is shove Cheetos into your fucking face, the only thing bad is going to happen to you is your arteries going to clog, and eventually you're going to flop over one end of the couch or the other, and you're gonna be gonzo. It's gonna be it. You're not gonna know what happened. It'll be brief. But if you go out playing soccer and shit with some creepy guy who allows you to go into a fucking cave, you're gonna get stuck, dude. It's what's gonna happen. And how do you lose a fucking plane? Really? I don't buy it. I what am I, fucking Ozzy? I don't buy it. I don't buy it, dude. Planes just don't fucking disappear, bro. Like, where did it go? Nobody knows nothing. You can't fly a drone without somebody being on your ass. Anyway, I don't even know. I'm sure that made for great radio right there. To wrap up YouTube, man, I'm not happy. I'm not happy doing it. Negative comments don't help. I appreciate all the positivity, all the support from everybody, but if you really support what I do, then you'll support the podcast. That's that. Give it a listen once a week, whatever you're going to do with it. And, if you don't, you don't. If you leave, you leave. Again, I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable for your pleasure. And nobody is asking me to do that. Nobody is saying, oh, dude, but I really come on, man, don't stop doing reactions. I mean, of course, there was a couple of comments sprinkled in here or there. But look, for me personally, there's no future in it. And I've already gotten shitty responses from even that. Oh, what do you mean? There's plenty of people who make their future and money doing videos on YouTube, not reaction videos, because you don't get a fucking dime of that money. And if you do, you get a quarter of what you would normally get if you made your own content, which is exactly what I want to do. I didn't get my foot in the door. I didn't start doing reactions because I thought, oh, you know what would be good? Let me start a reaction channel and then branch off into a podcast. No.
That's not why we're here. Don't know if you got the memo, idiot.
Alright, chapter 3. Because now this is the third day that this podcast is ongoing. I gotta stop saying it like that. And moving shit that is noisy. Anyway, Jen just made a remark to me, dude, that was very rude, and I don't appreciate it. I mean, really, it kind of does bother me, don't lie. Don't lie to the people. Listen, man, I've been getting on her, as you guys know. I made jokes here and there about how she pretty much owns every square inch of this fucking joint. I got nothing. I have one closet, and she has literally taken half of that. I'm making hand motions like you can see me, but the worst part is I'm staring at it right now. So she moves a table in the living room to put the TV on it, right? And then she takes out the Sega Genesis that I have and puts it onto the table and displays it out like we're in a Jeffersonian, you know? And then she looks at me dead in the face, bro, and she goes, well, see, now you got some of your stuff out so you can feel at home. And I just looked at her, and she was like, yeah, I know, I'm being a cunt right now. And I just, you know what, credit to you for being self-aware. Sometimes you know exactly what you're doing. Ugh, don't get me started. Don't get me started down this long, dark, and damp road that is how a woman, or maybe a man, depending on what you're... I need to talk to some gay people, bro. I just realized that right now because I have burning questions and I need answers. And it's not like I can go out to my cousin and be like, hey, when you moved in with your wife, bro, did she take over every inch of your house? How does that work? Do you guys negotiate for space? Is it rock, paper, scissors? Well, oh my god, I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. Dumb shit still makes me laugh. I made myself laugh. I wouldn't. Oh god, this is a mess. Now that I am officially pissed off feminists, don't finish that sentence. Leave it alone. Put it down back where you found it and keep on walking. The reason why I'm bringing this up is you might be asking yourself right now, well, why is the road dark and damp? It's damp from the tears that I have shed. Because, again, I'm going to reference this movie. I'm doing it again. You know that scene in I Am Legend where spoiler alerts, where Will Smith is down in the basement in his laboratory and the zombies get to his dog and, you know, she's infected now. Pretty sure it's a girl. Maybe it was a dude. I don't remember. Either way, the dog was infected, right? So he's holding the dog in his arms. It's a really fucking heart-wrenching moment. I mean, if you've ever been attached to anything in your life, especially an animal, you can totally see where some shit like that would be really rough to go through. But, you know, he's holding a dog and he's petting it and he's just staring out into space, and you can see that, you know, the tears are just boiling over in his fucking eyes, bro, and then just whop, that's it, snaps her neck right there. That's why the road is damp, because that's what I did to my manhood. I was holding it in my arms, I was cradling it, and I said, I know we haven't spent that much time together. For those of you at home, I just realized that I'm shaking my arm back and forth like I am holding the world's smallest baby in the palm of my hand. But, me and my manhood have not spent that much time together, and I don't mean my pee-pee. I'm talking about your man cards, being a man in general. I was never cool. I'd bang a whole bunch of chicks, bro. I'm not that kind of guy. So really, the only thing that I had was some of my stuff. And I don't even have a lot of stuff. I really don't. I have a dresser, one dresser that I can pretty much fit my entire wardrobe in if you don't count hoodies, which I have all of probably 4, which reminds me, I gotta take those out of the dryer. Hashtag feminism. How do you like that? Are you not so mad now that I made the joke I made earlier because I do my own laundry and I make my own sandwiches? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to fight? You want to fucking fight, bro? I'm ready. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it right now. I'm not gonna apologize for being a stupid asshole and cracking off-color jokes every once in a while. It's fun for me. It's what I do. What I'm getting at is that basically this was the last straw of the thing that I was holding on to, and now I've come to realize that, you know what? You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. It's just never going to happen. They're always, and well, you know what? No, I shouldn't say that. I want to know what it's like for some of them metros out in the world. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I'm talking about tight, skinny fucking jeans, bro. A plethora of hair products, colognes. You got more shoes than she's got, or maybe you guys are tied. You know what I mean? You need your own walk-in closet like she does. Instead of trying to get a place with 2 bathrooms, y'all are hunting for a place with 2 closets because you need somewhere to store all your shit. That's the kind of person I'm talking about. What does that household look like? Do they flip a coin? That goes back to the same thing with the lesbians or the gay guys. I have the same question for the people that are super into clothes and fashion and accessories. Like, your bedroom probably looks like Johnny Depp's fucking wrist. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about how he's got all those bracelets going all the way up his arm to his elbow. Except in this scenario, his arm with those bracelets on it is the place where you live. Jam-packed, cluttered with shit. It drives me crazy. I couldn't imagine. I'm talking all this shit, dude, but can you really a dresser's worth of stuff inside of a traveling bag? I mean, we're being realistic. All I need my guinea tees. White t-shirt or black t-shirt. If we're being honest with each other, I maybe have 6 or 7 pairs of jeans, but I usually wear like 4 of them. And 2 of them are the same exact style and cut. The only difference is one of them is slightly darker denim than the other. Because I'm very particular about what I wear, and I refuse to give in to this skinny jean epidemic. I'm still wearing carpenter jeans. Yeah. And give that a second and let it sink in. Carpenter jeans. You're goddamn right. Because I don't need... Look, do these guys not have no reason boners? You ever heard that song?
It happens when your schlong decides to take matters into its own hands. No reason boner. No reason boner. It baffles scientists. No reason boner.
Ninja Sex Party. If you never heard the song No Reason Boner, I'm gonna drop a snippet back there somewhere. I can't be walking around in skinny jeans, bro, and have my bulging for everybody to see it. It's bad enough that my ass hangs out of my jeans because I have no hips. Well, I have one. The other one is kind of like, it's like a broken gun. It's half cocked. You know what I'm saying? Stupid asshole. But yeah, it's bad enough that my ass hangs out of my jeans. I don't need my dick doing that also. And not to mention that, look, I don't know what's going to happen during the day. I need my pants a little bit baggy. Do you know how many times my baggy pants have saved me from bad things happening. Well, what are you talking about? Give you the perfect example. My neighbor had chihuahuas. If you don't know about chihuahuas, let me tell you something, dude. They think they're pit bulls. They think they are bad motherfuckers walking around, and they look for a problem. They walk around and look for beef, bro. Like, what, you want some? You want some, bitch? I might be warming this purse right now, but I will jump out of here and fuck your ankles up, son. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. So, I have these pants on. They're a little bit baggy. If we're being honest. Hold on, let me stand up. Let me pull them up all the way. Okay, so I got a little bit of slack around where my knees are, and I got come around the tongue of my sneaker just perfectly, dude. It's great. I love it. So the dog runs out on me. Now the dogs know me. They're cool with me unless, you know, their person is outside with them. My old neighbor, Ren. If she's outside with them, they go into defense mode. I guess because they think, like, I'm walking over there getting all in their space. I understand it. Just sucks. You know, so you're playing Russian roulette every time you walk outside of your house. But, hey, they're good dogs. I mean, I guess that's what the purpose of them is for. I mean, you can make an argument about, you know, behavior and shit like that, but that's not what the purpose of this particular story is, because if we really get into that, I can go on a fucking tear about dog training and lack thereof for a lot of people. Just the amount of people I see walking their dogs that walk. People don't walk the dogs walk the people, pulling them in all directions and shit. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. It's bad enough I have to pick up your shit. Now you're gonna try to tell me what to do? I don't think so, motherfucker. So what I'm saying is, these dogs run out. The one in particular is a little bit bigger. She runs off of the porch and she's making a beeline straight for me, dude. It's coming right at me. Comes right to me. And bam, latches right on. Latches? Oh, fuck, I don't know how to say the word now. Latches, there it is. Latches right on to what it thinks is my leg until it does that Richard Nixon thing where it's going back and forth with its face. Too bad you don't have my leg, bitch, because what you have is a mouthful of denim. How do you like that? And as soon as the dog starts to shake its head, it's almost like it got depressed. Like, oh man, I thought I was really gonna hurt you. Now I'm disappointed. And it just walked away. Now, if I would have had skinny jeans on, I could have been missing a decent amount of my cap right now. But because of my style choices, as you know, episode 5, I think it was, we talk about, or it may have been Depression for Dummies, I don't remember. We talk about me being a time traveler. This is what we're talking about. Save me. And, you know, not to mention, in case you do wind up getting a no reason boner while you're walking around in public, the one thing that you definitely need to do, make sure you can cover that shit up. Now look, here comes all the small dick jokes, and you can say whatever you want. I know where I'm at, so I don't even need to. Listen, man, some of the weakest people are the loudest. You understand what I'm saying? They're stone cold killers that don't say shit. You know why? Because they know they can bury you and nobody will ever find you. But the guy that is overly loud and trying to pound his chest like a gorilla 24 hours of the day is more than likely a fucking pussy. It's the same thing with dick size, ladies. You know, if you're really packing, you don't have to say nothing. You let your piece do the talking for you. That's it. That's all I gotta fucking say about that. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's not even the voice. I haven't watched that movie in so long. Where the fuck did I start out on this? Because I was gonna try to end it at the hour mark. But I also kind of feel like this was pretty heavy in Mania and nonsense with YouTube, which I do stand by that, but I don't want to make this whole thing about that necessarily, because with the people that don't tune into the YouTube page, they're gonna be like, oh fuck this is not anything for me, I don't care anything about this. You might though, you never know. Look, I'm a very, as Doug would like to say, I'm a very pessimistic person, and I know that I am, but I look at the dark of everything. That way, you know, it makes you appreciate the light a little bit more. When it does tend to shine through once in a while, you really bask in it, versus being constantly a happy person. But see, my life is not outlined like that. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. And it's always dark. It's always dark. All the time. I mean, I've been against the odds since I was born, so I guess it's not surprising that I tend to look on the darker side of things, right? I guess not. That's where I was. Shit, talk about the darker side of things made me remember that she took over everything in the house. How fucked up is that? So I don't know if you're a man or a woman out there in internet land, and if you deal with this, I never thought that I gave much of a shit about space. Okay, anyway, let's just forget it. Let's just move past it. All right. Well, I just went back and watched the trailer. Not the you fucking asshole. I just went back and looked up the clip. He doesn't break the dog's neck. He winds up strangling it to death, which an argument can be made that's fucking worse to have to do. It's a lot cleaner to just snap the damn thing's neck and leave it alone. But to strangle something is like a fucking act of passion, dude. Especially in that moment. This is your best friend. You guys grew up together after the outbreak. I mean, I know he was grown, but still, the dog was a little one when the whole thing started, and then now here you go, you're right to almost the finish line, and then you gotta fucking kill your dog, and then you die. Oh, terrible, dude. Jesus, that was rough. Great film. I still holds up for me 1000%, dude. That motherfucker is a hell of an actor. Although, you know what? I'm adding this part onto the end of the podcast, dude. I'm going to put this out there right now. And you can think whatever you want, but apparently I feel passionate about this. Maybe it's because I just watched him strangle his dog to death, but I feel a certain way about Will Smith calling Dave Chappelle and being like, hey man, let me get 5 minutes in front of your set so I can work on my stand-up comedy routine. Fuck that. Dude, there's so many other comics that are not anywhere near the level of fame that Dave is that would deserve time on one of Dave's show as a feature act or a fucking opener even before the feature. Before Will Smith should get on there and do a 5-minute set because he's bored with movies or whatever the fuck he's doing. And I like Will Smith, man. I really do. I enjoy his music. No. His movies, yes. I don't know why. His music is not even that bad. He's too clean for me. I like shit dirty. I like it dirty, man. What do you want from me? That's who I am as a person. I'm a dirty boy. But, you know, the fact that this guy has the fortitude, and I can respect it on a certain level, but, I mean, come on, bro. You're already fucking... How much more famous do you have to be, sir? Not that you will ever listen to this, but I mean, really, and I'm not even hating on you. I just feel like, you know, there are other comics that could greatly benefit. And you're probably saying to yourself, if you're not a super head of comedy, bro, it's only 5 minutes. What's the big fucking deal? The big fucking deal is that there are comics that work their asses off day in and day out, going to open mics and struggling to move up the ladder, only for somebody like Will Smith to come along and go, hey Dave, bro, hook me up please. That's not the way it's supposed to work. If he was real serious about comedy, he could... Oh my god, I'm making a counter argument in my head right now, because look, the way that it works in the comedy world, and I'm not a stand-up comedian, comedian, but I listen to a lot of stand-up comics, podcasts, their shows, or their sets in general. So the way that it usually works is a comic is supposed to work their way up the ranks, and eventually, if you're lucky, you will get spotted by other comics who will look to help you get on. But you don't go around really asking for that. I'm pretty sure that's against the code. Like, there's a certain way you're supposed to do it. You know, you don't put a guy on the spot like that. That's a big no-no from what I understand. Now, if you're a stand-up comedian, reach out to me, please. I would love to talk to you. And on behalf of Doug, I know, I don't even have to ask him. I know for sure that he would love to talk to a stand-up comic. No bullshit. We both love stand-up. And to be able to talk to somebody who's in the process of working their way up the ladder, I believe that would be great content. Especially because nobody really gives a shit about small-time guys. If there was a club that was closer to me, etiquette, again, because I can't just walk up to a stranger in a comedy club and say, hey man, you want to do my podcast? And we're like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you, bro? I don't know you. What? How many people are following you? Oh shit, that's it? I don't want to do that. Like, you gotta be big, bro. Nobody wants to go, and that's the other thing about YouTube too, since we're on the subject. Nobody wants to, in any arena, YouTube, interviews, podcasts, whatever it is, they all want you to get big first before they'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to get the boob job before they'll even consider taking you home. Which is ridiculous because, dude, if you really like me, you'll fuck me when I have small boobs too. As well as after I get the surgery done and I have an enormous chest that you can splash all over. You know, you should like me then too, if big boobs are your preference. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of people in these kinds of communities that don't fucking help each other out. And I say fuck that. I say fuck that hard. I'm looking to help people, and I'm not big enough to really make that much of an impact, but I know that we're stronger in number. It's important to remember that every little bit counts. I would hope that by trying to reach out and get people to come on the podcast, to plug their own podcast, by the way. I don't know if they know this, but I fully intend on having people come on here, plugging their show. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about where you started. Let's talk about where you're going. Let's talk about where you've been. Why did you choose this specific lane of podcasting to get into? What are you passionate about? What have you done in your life? And not in a shitty way, what have you done with your life, but in the sense of, like, how does your podcast relate to your everyday life? If you do a sports podcast, did you want to always play sports? Maybe you weren't able to because in high school you had a career-ending injury. And it doesn't even have to be sports. It could literally be anything. Well, I shouldn't say anything, because there are certain things that I don't think people would want to fuck with me. What I mean is, I think there's certain topics that I don't think I fit well in. You know, like, what am I talking about? Let's just use as an example somebody that runs a political podcast. I don't think they would want me on as a guest and or be on our podcast as a guest, because I feel like they feel that we're not a good fit for one another, when really what they don't realize, why the fuck did that just happen? I really hope this is not gonna shit on me. Not on me. Crap out on me. That's better. We'll just say that. You know, everything on the bottom screen just flashed, disappeared, and came back. So I forget why did I start going down this road? I was talking about Will Smith and Dave Chappelle and podcasts and guests and small community members don't want to help each other out. Everybody always wants to be big. I feel like my bluntness in some ways is going to hold me back from being able to do certain shit. Dude, what I'm trying to say, anybody out there, comedians, comedy fans, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do things, and I don't think it's cool that you use your fame to step on other people. Now, for all I know, maybe Dave wanted Will in the beginning of his show to be an opener or a feature act. I haven't looked into any of this at all, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I probably should do that. And the other thing that I have to do as well is look up the thing that I was talking about earlier. Not No Reason Boners. Oh, the other thing. Do people need space? Do people need to belong? Do people eat meat? Do people need friends? Do people live in Greenland? Do people change? Have black eyes? Eat penguins? What kind of a fucking monster would write that into a goddamn search engine? Probably the same type of asshole like you who is wondering if people have a need for space. Do people have anal glands? I'm sure they do, sir, ma'am. Let's see what comes up. 9 signs you should be giving your partner space. That's not what I mean. Oh my god, I had to reword this. No, not relationships. Alright, I couldn't find it. And I'm not gonna dig into the Will Smith, Dave Chappelle thing now because I'm already almost at an hour and a half. So I might as well just take the opportunity and leave this here before I wind up getting wrapped into some other shit. All that out the way. Social medias are the following: at Laughing Birds for the podcast. If you want to follow it, I'd appreciate it if you would. If you have a topic or anything you want us to cover, let me know. That is the place to do it. You can send me a direct message as well. We need people to rate this. If you can go on Apple iTunes and rate the podcast, leave a review. Apparently that helps to bump it up so that more people are able to see it. We would appreciate it. Doug's got a YouTube channel. Doug will be on YouTube. You can look out for that. I'm not sure what direction my YouTube channel is going to take, but for the moment I'm concentrating on the podcast. Videos will be going up every now and then, but I'm just kind of, as of right now, this is my focus. Is, you know, when I get an idea for a YouTube video, I will run with it. But I mean, outside of the occasional suggestion from the people that have been around for a long time, reactions are dead for me, man. That's it. So hopefully you'll stick with me. If you won't, peace out. Nice knowing you. But I gotta do what makes me happy, bro. Just like you should do what makes you happy. And on that note, let's get the fuck out of here, yeah? May have a guess. Not sure. Don't say that. Alright. Hit the tunes, bro. We're out of here. Catch you next week.